What was the dirtiest, slimiest, most backstabbing thing you did and regret? Slept with my roommate's girlfriend by sophomore year of college the day they broke up. Continued to do it for about a month and ended up telling him. His response? Okay. I'm sure you could treat her better than I ever could. It fucking broke the dude. After all that was said and done and I told him I would stop, I still slept with her for like another month. My roommate got stomach ulcers because he was under such extreme stress from this, school bills, and lack of support from his parents. It is my greatest regret and I owe him so much for all the shit I did. We're roommates again now and good friends. I don't have any fucking clue why or how. He shouldn't be your friend. Not because you're bad for him, but because after what you did, staying your friend shows a lack of self-respect on his part. I hope I'm wrong and you're good to or for him, but it makes me think he has self-esteem issues. I agree. To this day I have no idea why or how we are still friends. We've been through some tough shit together and helped each other work things out since this all happened, but I am still amazed at his selflessness and kindness. He's a better person than I could ever be. A girl who sat in front of me in high school was very obese. She turned around and said something nasty to me. So, I put a few pieces of tape on a sheet of paper, did the old pat your back with a distracting comment. She walked around the rest of the day with a wide load sign stuck to her back. Regretted it when I realized how many people were laughing at her all day. What did she say to you? She never found out it was me and I never told her because I was afraid of what the emotional response would be from either of us. The rest of the school year, I tried to make up for my wrongdoing by doing nonchalant, nice deeds, like offering to sharpen her pencil when I got up to sharpen mine. Year was 2002, offering her gum, offering to turn her assignment in at the front of the class when I did, smiled at her, would ask about her day and engage in short conversation, things of that nature. Was at a bar once and getting a drink, the girl next to me says, "Hey, buy me a drink." I had a girlfriend at that time but I was drunk and feeling generous, so I said fuck it and told her to tell the bartender what she wanted. As soon as the bartender put the drink down on the bar, she picked it up, said, "Don't talk to me," and basically sprinted away. I looked at her once she got to her group of friends and she gave me the finger. I smiled back, but on the inside I wanted to glass her. Club closes at 3, everyone leaves, and I get to the station with my friends. Who's waiting right there on the platform? That same girl and one of her friends. Walk up to her and say, "Hi, how are you?" In a smartass way. She says fine. I point out how there's no bouncers around to help her and that she should pay me back for the drink. She's on the verge of tears right now and says how much was it? I say $50. She gave me the $50 and I walked back to my friends. TLDR, intimidated a girl into giving me $50. Well, $40 if you take out the price of the drink. I crushed up a bunch of no-doz, caffeine pills, and put it in tiny baggies so I could sell it as meth or coke at a rave. I wasn't the best person back then. A friend of mine was looking for uppers that night and I told him, "I'll sell you this, but it's not very good, you should see if someone will trade you for something better." I got my money, he got arrested for selling fake drugs to an undercover cop. I feel pretty bad about that one, still. It happened about 13 years ago. Edit, my top comment is a thing that I'm most ashamed about. Woohoo. Would the charges have been more serious if he'd had real drugs to sell? You actually may have inadvertently saved him a lot more grief. He also had real drugs on him. To preface, I was 13 at the time, so keep this in mind. I had a group of friends in an AOL chat. The story is about two. Let's call them Maddie and John. I really like John. Big crush on him. One time Maddie and I were chatting and she said that John was flirting with her, so she wanted to ask him out because she never had a boyfriend before. I was devastated. A few days later, John messaged me and asked why I had been ignoring him. I explained that I told Maddie I was going to ask you out, lie, but she beat me to it to see if she could get you to say yes first, lie, because she was mad at me for something, lie. He believed me, dumped her, and we dated for 8 years. Eek. I'm not sure what happened to Maddie. We all stayed in touch maybe a year or two after this, and she had another boyfriend, but I was a 13-year-old bitch. What happened that made you break up? He was having an emotional affair with a girl in his college program. That's unfortunate. How are things for you now? I'm married. This was a long time ago. I'm a moderator on a local second-hand Facebook group. An old lady put up a very nice bed for a very low price. I deleted the post, and contacted her. Got the bed before anyone had the chance to bid on it. Fucked up, yet such a power move. You must get great deals. I know, I feel so bad about it. I've only done it once. In 4th grade my school had this huge ass book sale and one of my friends bought this super sparkly obnoxious multicolored diary. We all thought it was perfect. Anyway, this one friend of ours had been really pissing me off all week, told me I wasn't pretty enough to be Belle when we played princesses, shit like that. Diary girl and bitch girl were best friends. I went to diary girl's locker to move the diary to bitch girl's locker to frame her for stealing it, but couldn't find it. Diary friend caught me there and I said I just wanted to see it because it was so pretty, so she was like, yeah sure, but when she opened her locker she couldn't find it either. I decided to stick to the plan and blame bitch girl for stealing it. I got in so much trouble for starting rumors and got lectured by our teacher in front of my entire class. Then my teacher actually caught bitch girl with the diary, turns out she had actually stole it. It was a really weird turn of events. Was with my girlfriend for 11 years and this hot girl started working in my office. We ended up hitting it off really well and after a few months there and in a night out with work we hooked up. This went on for about 6 to 7 months, she had a boyfriend too. We ended up stopping everything and I helped her get a job in another company. She's still with her boyfriend. I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend because I felt guilty about what had happened and knew I didn't love her. I ended the relationship with her and came out of it looking really nice, made it that I felt not wanting to get married, have kids was stopping her from being happy and I wanted her to have happiness. Her family still think I'm great, we are still good friends and we both have new partners. I feel bad because I can never tell her what I did but also I'm with my current girlfriend for about 4 years now, and while I love her, if we broke up it wouldn't faze me. Knowing that a relationship I ended after 11 years was no problem for me has kept me feeling pretty emotionless about people in general. My next door neighbor's kid used to be an inconsiderate rude asshole and his parents let him and his brother get away with it. Well, one time he put gravel on my windscreen wipers because I saw him out the window doing it, and his parents knew he did this but thought it was a mere practical joke. So I waited until it was dark, and I grabbed some gravel and stuck it right on top of their windscreen wipers but inside them too. His parents did not think it was funny when it was their windscreen that got scratched to shit. The guy deleted his account, but nobody will ever beat the Redditor who poisoned his girlfriend and caused a spontaneous abortion because they had only been dating a few weeks and she wanted to keep it. Edit, sadly I don't have a copy, but basically he crushed some meds up and put it in a smoothie for her. I just remember the line, blood everywhere. Also, to people saying stuff about not having a baby with a crazy girl, how about you take responsibility and wear a fucking condom and stop sticking your dick in crazy? Seems better than poison. Here's a screenshot. Telling my mom my sister smoked weed after my sister told my mom I skipped school for a month. How do you skip school for a month and not get caught? I'm assuming college? The poorer high schools around where I grew up you could easily not show up for a month. Some kids missed a majority of the year. I was marked as being there so no one noticed until they checked the school cameras and saw me coming in super late or leaving in the middle of school. I was bullied pretty badly in middle school, particularly by a girl called Hannah. Both of Hannah's parents were doctors. Her older brother was a lawyer. Hannah got straight A's and had an incredibly nice boyfriend. In my eyes, she had everything I wanted: wealth, good reputation, a social life, etc. I simultaneously hated her and was incredibly jealous. One day it all got to be too much. I can't remember exactly what she said to me, but it pushed me over the line. I was absolutely furious. So I made a plan. I waited until everyone left the girls' locker room during gym class, found her bag, and emptied the whole thing into the toilet. She had all her clothes, jewelry, school books, and even her phone in her bag. I ruined it all. Thinking back, I can't believe I did that. It was so cruel, especially considering that I knew how it felt to be bullied. I used to have anorexia in early high school years. Was hospitalized for a couple of years, came back to school. It took me an hour to eat lunch, cutting a sandwich into 36 pieces and the like. There was a girl who sat with me every lunch for the whole hour, every lunch. For like a year. Then started to talk to people more and ended up abandoning her. Didn't even realize. By the end of high school she was totally alone. Still, teenage me did not even realize. It was until 2 years later when I looked back that I realized how shitty I had been. Teenagers are assholes. Hope you're doing okay, Yasmin. I hope you can reach out to her somehow just to say thank you. Hi, posted this then crashed out for like 10 hours. Just shot her a message on Facebook. When my dad suggested I shouldn't work such long hours as a freelancer for shitty pay and maybe find a better paying full-time job, I answered, I can't, I need the money. Or what? You're gonna support me with your pay? Conveniently forgetting he did raise me till I was of working age. I felt like an absolute slimeball that day, especially when I saw that look of hurt on his face. During arguing I said to my ex-wife, your breasts look sad. After all, she did breastfeed 3 of our children. Now, after years I still feel really bad. I was an idiot. Christ, she probably still thinks of it too. My boyfriend said something about my body years ago that still makes me cry till this day. I had a threesome with my friend's girlfriend and another girl. Then she broke up with him and started dating me. We were together for 6 years and got engaged. Then she cheated on me in April. I probably should have seen that coming. This was in middle school, which was just a terrible time all around. I was pretty seriously bullied and the teachers did nothing about it. One day, one of the like 2 girls who was actually nice to me was very upset. She said her diary wasn't in her backpack anymore and she didn't know what had happened to it. There was this popular girl a year ahead of me who, in hindsight, I had been seriously crushing on. But at the time I was very Christian and denying all signs of the gay. Anyway, she came up to me, which really freaked me out because that never happened. She said she needed a favor from me, she needed me to hold on to something until this other popular kid could get it, and I needed to be very sneaky about it and keep it a secret. Okay? Now, already this sounded pretty wrong, but also I was thinking, if I do this, will she like me? So I said yes, and she pulled out something that was very obviously the nice girl's diary. She'd been telling me what it looked like earlier in the day. Should I have done something? Yeah, but I didn't. I just passed it on without comment. It turned out one of the popular kids had grabbed the diary out of her backpack and they'd been passing it around and reading it and laughing about it all day. My school being my school, no one ever got in trouble for this. When the nice girl found out, she was crying and I remember thinking, I could have done something to stop this but I didn't. I never told her that I knew about it. It's not the most horrible thing, but it's definitely stuck in my head. When I was much younger, I used to find it fun to break into girls' photo bucket accounts. I would guess passwords, name 123, password, etc., and look at their photos. Nothing ever truly explicit, but sometimes risque enough. A close friend of mine put up 2 racy pictures of herself on her own blog. I already knew her password to her photo bucket, but they weren't there. Turns out, she emailed them to someone else, so I broke into her email account by answering the security questions. This was a Gmail, and before Gmail had phone verification and other security measures, and looked at the whole set photos. They weren't sensitive or anything, but I still felt guilty about it and wound up emailing someone else the password I changed for the account. She made a blog post about wanting to piss on the person's grave. It was an invasion of privacy. I could have thrown away a friendship to see boobs. I never told her it was me, of course, why would I? In college I was on a rowing team. I told my coach that I had a family situation, skipped a regatta to go home and have sex with a girl who I'd been flirting with. The date went poorly, she was distant the whole time, turns out she was sick with mono and didn't know. Ended up that I let my team down for nothing, and got mono from that girl. Didn't even kiss her, let the team down, got mono, sick for months. Rose before hose. There was a kid in high school in the mid-90s that I really hated and had a couple of altercations with. I was a skinny kid and couldn't really do anything physically to anyone, so I got a bit creative. I made an AOL account with part of his name, made a profile that sounded realistic, and then found some minorities in school to toss a few racial epithets at. Later, I heard that a group of people cornered him in the locker room and were going to beat the shit out of him until he somehow talked himself out of it. In 6th grade, a shy, awkward boy asked me to the Valentine's Day dance with a little heart-shaped box that had a ticket inside, and a card with roses on it. I didn't really want to go with him, but I was uncomfortable and he went through so much effort. I said yes. On the bus I told my friends and they laughed at me, so I joined in saying how awkward it was and then tossed the card out the window. I still went to the dance with him, meaning I ignored him and talked with my friends and danced with him once. I wasn't cruel, I was so concerned with what my friends thought of me. Acting too good for him made me feel cool during a really insecure time. He crushed on me throughout all of middle school and it just fed my self-esteem. I was nice to him, but I was aware and didn't care about his feelings. But I always kept that little heart-shaped box. And after middle school I looked back and realized what a sweet guy he was. I apologized for how I treated him. He told me he always knew I threw that card out of the window. It didn't matter. We never dated. I distanced myself from him, because though he was sweet, I didn't have romantic feelings for him and I knew it would be cruel to hang around. He's turned out great. Went to a great school, works in a children's hospital, is an avid sailor. We keep in touch on occasion when he's in town, but I'll never truly forgive myself for how I treated him all those years ago. Throwaway because a couple of people know this story in real life. When I was in middle school, I looked rather cute and innocent, which led to a fair amount of girls enjoying talking to me and messing with me. There was one in particular, let's call her Amy, who I had class with that always enjoyed talking to me. Before you say I missed a hint, know that she was 2 to 3 years older than me and I was 10 at the time. Now, at the time, I really did not care much for most other people and just went along with it because I was told I had to. Now, fast forward 2 years later. It's summertime, and I was in my room doing some shit or other. My parents tell me Amy is at the door and wants to talk to me, and that the door is open so I should watch what I say. However, I rather enjoyed my peace, so I came up with a solution to get out of it. Do I have to? I never enjoyed talking to her anyway. Just tell her to go away. Note that I was perfectly aware the door was open at the time. I wanted to make sure she heard and my parents couldn't make it look like I willingly complied. My parents got pissed, and basically dragged me down to talk to her. But, by the time I got to the front porch, she was gone. A couple weeks later, I found out she took her own life. Shot herself with her father's gun. She was rushed to the EMT, where it took her 6 hours to die. I never did find out what she wanted that day, but I'm pretty sure that if I did, she would still be around today. Edit, truth be told, I didn't take away anything from this incident right after it happened. It took me years to finally understand what her death showed me. Life is fragile. You won't even realize what someone meant to you until, just like that, they're gone, never to be seen again.